really struck me lately is some of the ludicrous questions asked by these self-important reporters at the press conference
You mean the daily press briefing or the press conferences?
Both the press conferences and the briefings.
Yeah.
And for example, one reporter said, "Now that you had the setback in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, are you going to rethink your use of executive orders?" In other words, because he had one setback in court, Donald Trump is supposed to just forget about exercising his powers as president, because that's the way you exercise your power. You issue executive orders. In other words, just go back to Mar-a-Lago and retire. Unbelievable. How could anybody, above the age of 8, ask a question like that? And another one was the question that on the 7 countries that have been where the travel ban.
The 7 mostly Muslim countries. Yeah.
Yeah. There were the question was, there were no specific threats about any terrorist attacks from those countries. So why did you impose this ban? Well, first of all, we're lucky when we do get a tip with a specific threat. Most of the time, attacks occur and no one knows that they're coming. For example, with 9/11, there was no specific threat that we knew about. So, again, a question out of the mouths of an eighth grader, in my opinion. And then a third one was a reporter was badgering Sean Spicer about why didn't Donald Trump tweet some condolences about the mosque attack in Canada? Well, Spicer said, I addressed that in my press briefing, and we did express condolences. And that wasn't good enough for the reporter. He kept badgering Sean Spicer, and Sean finally said, this is silly, and he moved on. So the press portrayed that as Sean Spicer loses his cool. He didn't lose his cool. He just said this question is silly, which it was. And, it's just hard to believe that these are adults asking these questions. And I'll tell you, when I was at the Washington Post way back, and I sat next to Woodward and Bernstein, you would never see this kind of badgering going on. Questions were asked to elicit information, not to badger and pontificate. And that's what you see all the time now in the press briefings.